Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about why NBA 2K21 Next Gen is only fun when you're winning. Now, very obvious title. Most games are like that, where you're only having fun when you're winning, and when you're getting stomped and when you're getting beat by people, it's not very fun. But what we're mostly here to talk about is how on the 2v2 court, when you have the ball in your hand, the offense feels so much more dominant and so much more overpowered that you have way more fun because of that. And I feel like where this problem truly stems from is the fact that on any given offensive trip or defensive trip, the game is so unpredictable in every way possible. Like I said in the intro, offense is extremely dominant, however, where you have great speed with ball. A lot of people say the dribbling is very like vanilla, if you will, but I personally feel like it's still very hard to stop when it comes to this ISO stuff, because flat out you can see he has enough speed with ball, Kitchen does in that situation, to get past the defender who's playing pretty high up on him. And if he doesn't play high up enough, he's going to get greened on a 50% contest. And then if he does play too high, then just like that, he's getting drove on, and the help defender who's sitting literally in the paint is going to get yammed on, straight dunked on every single play. And you guys know how this goes if you've watched the gameplay. So anyway, if y'all enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on the noties, good stuff. Let's try this 1 to 1K likes in the first 24 hours. I know views have been a little bit down when it comes to this 2K stuff. A, from not many people having the game, and then B, I know it's just kind of stale at this point in time. And let's talk about that firsthand. So as far as the skill gap goes, as you can see, I just nailed this white right here, and that's part of what we're talking about. As far as the skill gap goes, 2K20 was pretty solid, I would say. The play sharp, lock, and big man combo on 3v3 was pretty nice. I will say, however, we all know, if you've played the game, personally, this is how I feel. A lot of people would agree with me, according to my channel and in the feedback in the comments, that 2K20 was very non-skilled when it comes to the 2v2 court, where you had the double play locks. It felt very similar to this exact situation. It's just that the builds were obviously more defensive oriented and didn't have the superstar ability that they do have on offense right here. But for the most part, as far as the balancing goes, like play lock over anything that you could run on 2v2 otherwise, it feels very similar in this game with the 6'7". Like, why run anything other than a 6'7" on 2v2 court? Because flat out, you're just at a complete disadvantage if that's the case. Now this right here is exactly what I'm talking about, the inconsistency of this game. This dude goes in for the driving layup, neither of me or Kitchen jump for this, and we both have 25 interior defense. So just keep all that in mind. I do have Hall of Fame Intimidator, however, but still, like, neither of us are in position to make this at all a contest on this layup. Just like that, 24% contested, and I'm going to take this out to the 3-point line, check it up, hit a nice little dribble move, get the penetration, kick out with Hall of Fame bullet passer and Hall of Fame dimer, Hall of Fame floor, all that stuff, and just like that, it's an easy shot for Kitchen. So again, the whole point of this video is NBA 2K21 Next Gen only fun when you're winning. That's pretty much how I feel. Like, when we get those little benefit things right there, obviously it's nice for us, but it's not nice for them at all. It really makes for a horrible gaming experience if you're on that end of getting screwed over. And then when I come out here, hit some nasty triple threat contact dunk, or just like you saw earlier, grab the rebound, kick out to Kitchen, wide open three, it really feels unstoppable to some extent on this offensive end. But then when you're on the exact same offensive end as they were right there with the driving layup, and then you just flat out miss an easy shot, then it just feels so unbalanced, so unpredictable, and honestly, it makes for a horrible gaming experience, like I just said. Now, let's talk about previous games like 2K20 or 2K21 current gen, and compare the quote-unquote skill gap that I'm talking about here. So for 2v2, I feel like 2v2 has never really had any true skill gap. You can see I just bricked the three-pointer right there wide open. It is what it is. Anyway, I feel like 2v2 has really never had a true skill gap anyway. It's all about the biggest exploit and just how you can cheese the make it take it aspect of 2v2. If it weren't make it take it, I would disagree. I'd have a different opinion. I feel like make it take it alone is what causes this problem, where it's the no skill, like exploit driven, typically going to be driving aspect, where you're going to see the exact offensive play right here, where this dude grabs it on the inbound, boom, I'm going to go ahead and try and pick him up just like that, drive by, boom, 2 points. And they add up. 2 points like that adds up a ton. Now you could say, well, LakerFan, play better defense. Yeah, I agree. That is true. But on 3v3, like takes like that, they really don't matter. Or backdoors like that, they really don't matter. So personally, a lot of the people who play this 2v2 stuff when it comes to the make it take it aspect, they feel like they're getting cheesed in situations like that, when, like I said, in 3v3, where it's not make it take it, it wouldn't matter, because flat out three-pointers rule in that situation too. Now again, boom, you're going to see just miscommunications or just bad defense, whatever you want to call it. It is what it is. They're getting dunked just like that, and wide open dunks are the name of this game. Or on top of that, the contact dunks are the name of this game too. So it's all about just driving like that. But then boom comes the inconsistency that we were just talking about. 17% miss. And honestly, it really shouldn't have been contested that much anyway in the first place. So anyway, my whole point is, it's typically the exact same thing you would talk about in previous years, where, oh, like, if you're getting BS by 2K, that's what makes it not fun. And then when you are getting the BS to go your way, then it's not exactly fun, but at least you're not the one getting completely screwed over. Now, you're going to see situations like this. I have no clue why this is like enough to get me out of the dunk animation. I'm wide open, and matter of fact, we'll just go ahead and rewind that for you guys to see. I get the steal right here. He's literally still in the animation. Now, personally, I feel like this is a way better look than trying to just contact dunk on, like if you put this guy right here, I still feel like this is a better look right now where I have him on my back. It should be a pretty easy dunk in my opinion. But the truth be told, flat out, when I have slash takeover on, 95 driving dunk, stuff like that, this would be a better outcome if he was literally just underneath the basket, because for whatever reason, he puts me in this animation where he's just going to track me down. I don't get the dunk. He really didn't even contest it that much in the first place, but I guess we'll see what the contest was up here after all these accolades of literally like 50,000 badges are done rolling. But anyway, my whole point is, the game feels very like unpredictable. You can see right there, I get some crazy passing lane, and it's very hard for me to take pride in the gameplay and stuff like that. So there you go, 44% contest on the driving layup right there where he was behind me on my back, albeit, and then boom, Kitchen passes out to me on the wide open corner three. Again, the game feels very hard to predict, very hard to understand in most situations, and especially when it's 2v2 stuff. Now, I haven't played much 3v3 because, like I said, we have the problem of just the hitching and the lagging and the spiking and whatnot when you play the game, and it's not internet related, it's not anything like that, it's just flat out the game can't handle 3v3 for whatever reason. I feel like it's the scenery around the park and stuff like that. It could be because you see the billboards and whatnot, as well as Agent and others have like noted as well. Now, as far as the gameplay goes, there are situations like this where there is no blaming 2K or anything like that. Kitchen just takes a bad shot. That's obviously what it is. We've all been there. We've all done that. Nobody's blaming 2K for saying, oh, 2K's trash because I had missed that jump shot or anything like that. That's an obvious mistake that we all know where Kitchen knows not to shoot that. I know he shouldn't shoot that. I know I shouldn't take shots like that either. But now let's talk about this on the defensive end. So we got this little switch going on right here where he's going to wrap around. I'm just going to fight through it and keep my guy. Now check this out. This right here is exactly what I want to talk about. Look at this situation where I have gold clamps. I'm in the perfect spot. He's running straight at me. Like I know he's going right, and I take away his right. He goes straight at me. The ball pretty much just like goes straight into my leg and doesn't, like, nothing happens. Literally nothing is going to come out of that. And that is the topic of the inconsistencies that we're here to talk about. And then Kitchen drops down because he obviously has to. And then boom, just like that, wide open three results from the fact that I couldn't just get the bump animation, the clamps animation, whatever you want to call it. And defense in this game just feels extremely underpowered. You feel like you're just like having to deal with some BS that you shouldn't. I'm gonna just put it like that. Now, how do we fix this, you might ask? Honestly, I don't know. I feel like the stem of this problem really comes from the whole My Player Builder situation where they allowed us to get 95 driving dunk, 95 three-pointer, 95 ball handle, 95 speed. Yes, I know that's the point guard. That's very, like, you know, underpowered, if you will, in this game. But either way, you get my point. Like, you can get 95 whatever you want, and typically you can get 90 plus on almost everything. As far as the 6'7" power forwards go, 80 plus badges with good physicals. You get like literally still 94 three-pointer at 99 overall, still get the contact dunks at like 90 plus, still have the ability to speed boost, you get Hall of Fame quick first step. I mean, it is what it is. Like, this is a very arcadey game. I can't believe people even disagree with that statement in the first place. Like, I had people tell me that 2K19 was more arcadey than this game right here. This game is the most arcade game I've ever seen from 2K, and some people might not think that's a bad thing. I honestly don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I understand that. And yes, when it comes to the topic of fun in 2K21, here's what we're here to talk about. Some people, like me, have fun competing on this game and actually, like, you know, bringing you guys good videos of the highest competition on this game. Unfortunately, that's not the case this year. There's no stage, there's no anything like that. Pro-Am is only like a once a week type thing, even at that. So the point is, this just kind of feels like a casual gamer's game where you're going to have some fun playing on it if you don't care about like the actual competitive experience. If you just want to see your player doing cool stuff and want to see other people's players doing cool stuff, and you're just like a casual gamer who doesn't really care about the competitive scene, like I said, this is probably the game for you. But unfortunately, that's not me and that's not my audience in the most part. Now, I want to bring you guys high competition gameplay, but I just worry that there's never going to be any setting for that. I just feel like not only the no setting, like as far as the fact that stage isn't really a thing anymore, it's like a once a week type thing, maybe even just once a month as far as I know. And then the Pro-Am stuff, like I said, is probably once a week. I don't even know that these are factual things, but all I do know is the fact that it's just ranked night. Like, there's only one night that in particular that 2K wants to have to where they're going to showcase the Pro-Am stuff. And anything other than that, I have to set up like a league and stuff like that. It's just all types of things that 2K should provide us in the first place, but the creators and just the players in general have to do it themselves. And it's so dumb. It's really stupid in all honesty. And then, like we said, let's just talk about the gameplay. It's not even about stage and pro-am not having a proper setting or proper situation to be available. It's the fact that even if we did have stage, even if we did have constant pro-am, I feel like the skill gap in this game as far as like what it does and how it relates, and just the fact that it's all ISO, all 5 out, all contact dunks, all just take wide open threes, and even if they aren't wide open threes, you hit the 50% anyway, and defense just feels so underpowered. Again, I just worry that this game is headed in the wrong direction, and 2K fails to realize that competition is a very good aspect of their game. People watch the wagers, people watch the comp gameplay and stuff like that. And I know a lot of the people who are, and you can see the shot clock's running down. I'm just going to heave some stuff up right here. Almost make it on top of that with the 69. But anyway, let me just stick to the point. Obviously 2K thinks like, oh, fun game equals like good viewership and good, you know, like setting and stuff like that for all the people who play it, and this, that, and the other, right? They don't really care about the competition stuff. You can tell by the gameplay. Anyway, you can tell by the gameplay, you can tell by how the way just the game runs in general, that they don't really care about the competition. They think it's just more of like an arcade, have fun game, and that will lead to good sales and good viewership and stuff like that as well. Now, what I do want to talk about is just a couple little comp situations that I can talk to you guys about. So I plan to make a video on this as far as how to guard ISO, but real quick, I'll just give you guys a quick little preview of just one clip. So typically I'm going to play his offhand because typically the dribble moves in this game are going to relate to offhand dribbling. So we got things like the Curry slide, the behind the back. They're all going to move toward his right hand instead of the left right here. And if he just goes left straight up, then Kitchen will pick up. I switch out to the corner. Very simple, right? Now these are things that I can explain to you guys that are actually like competitively related, where it actually takes a little bit of skill and IQ to be doing what I'm doing right there. Again, I'm playing the offhand. We'll go ahead and rewind that as well. I'm playing the offhand. The ball's in his right hand, like I just said. Curry slides behind the backs, etc. They're going to dribble straight into you. But you saw earlier in the gameplay, and it's typical that it's like this, where just bump steals like that, where he could have just got that one. They just don't exist. Very relevant in this game, and it's very frustrating because, like I said, the clip that you guys saw earlier, it was a situation where I knew exactly where he was going. He dribbles straight into me, and then he just gets right past me. It's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, I feel like I literally executed that perfectly, and still no outcome, no prevail. Now, things like this are a real problem as well. Like, there's no way around it. You're gonna see in this gameplay, it's just not fun for them. I'm gonna put it like that. And honestly, you can tell me to stop being toxic and stop doing that stuff where I'm camping the paint, but it is what it is. Like, 2K needs to fix their problem as well. I'm not gonna sit here and apologize for playing the proper way to win when it's a 2K problem in the first place. I don't hold responsibility for this game and its mistakes when I just play it properly and to win the game. Now, with all that said, there's levels to that stuff. We all know with the post scores and whatnot of 2K 20, 19, 18, not necessarily 17. I won't include 17 in that category, but we all know when it comes to the post scoring on 2v2, things like this, it's very relatable to things like this, where I'm just going to go ahead and get these standing lobs on this dude because he's flat out too short. You can say whatever you want. You can say make a taller player, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. But truth be told, it's just the pros and the cons of being short in this game just aren't very good. Now you can see right there, I kind of want to run this back for you guys because this is actually a nice little thing to point out about the bullet passer and just passing and stuff. So there's a reason that I do all this, and I'll explain it. It's not me being toxic. It's just the fact that let me just go ahead and explain this because it's a whole lot to talk about. All right, so I just rambled on for like 5 minutes and I just realized I need to shorten this. So let me just explain it like this. This guy wants to get on Kitchen. This guy wants to get on me. If they do get that switch off, I try and set the screen or something like that. Boom. Now I'm just trying to hit this guy instead for no reason at all. Like the screens just don't work when they get the switches off. So the reason that I'm doing that toxic stuff down low where I'm camping for the standing lobs and taking advantage of the lack of height that this guy has is to make him more aware and more like relevant to that defense, essentially. Make sure that I don't get those easy things off like that. So then I push off of him, switch out to here, and then boom, this guy in red wants to guard me. This dude in black is gonna try and switch over to Kitchen, but if I dot him quickly enough, then they can't get that switch off. It is what it is. Like I said, 2v2, super toxic gameplay. It is what it is. I hope I can actually get to some 3 stuff pretty soon sometime here, but like I said, we have this problem that 2K has where you literally can't play 3s right now, man. It's so frustrating. Anyway, you can see now this right here is not fun to play against either, where the shot clock's running down. Kitchen just does some spin jumper, boom, greens it. Like, you play 24 seconds of good defense, 2K just bails us out. It is what it is. Now, Kitchen still had to have some skill to get that off, but like I said, man, nobody enjoys that experience right there. You can see boom, I hit the half spin dunk, contact dunk on the teammate. Now let's point out another stupid thing about 2K that's never been fixed is the fact that our shot clock is at 16 seconds because I got an and one. It's just so much stuff in this game. It really frustrates me to talk bad about this game too. And then you can see I banged the white right here for game. It frustrates me to talk bad about this game because obviously it's the one that I play for my content and stuff like that. And you know, it is what it is, man. I call it like I see it. And if that becomes a problem, then it is what it is. So I'm just going to go ahead and let this gameplay roll as we talk over this. There's really no point to this gameplay. It's just for your entertainment purpose of just not having me sit on a pause screen. But anyway, let's just finalize my thoughts on 2K21 Next Gen as a whole, and then I'll talk to you guys about the plan as far as the uploads and stuff like that at the end. So, essentially, how I feel about this game in general, if they fix a couple things like the driving system and stuff like that, because as well as I feel like I have it figured out to where I'm not getting dunked on too consistently, I'm not having troubles defending people too consistently, but truth be told, everybody else is, and that's obviously a problem. Like, this right here is not okay. Like, I understand he's not in a good position, and the guy on ball had to play him super high, but that is just a fact of the matter of this game. Now, let's also talk about what I talked about a little bit earlier of how, essentially, the My Player Builder system is exactly where this game went wrong. And real quick, yes, right here, you're going to see him leave me wide open. I wiped the three. It is what it is. Anyway, let's talk about the gameplay and just the My Player Builder system in general. So, where they went wrong with this game is exactly that, the My Player Builder system, where every build can get good at everything. You have straight up badges of literally every sort. Now, did I ever ask for this? Not in particular. I did, however, maybe say that the My Player Builder system in previous years was kind of stupid. I feel like, you know, the archetype thing was a little bit dumb, but actually, looking back at it, I'm not gonna lie, maybe I was a little bit biased in that sense as well, because, you know, you just want things that you don't have, or the grass is always green on the other side, but you don't realize that. So, truth be told, maybe us as a community kind of asked for a game that we didn't actually want, where this arcadey stuff right here that you can just be a straight up demigod, yeah, it was cool, and it was things that we looked back on well in the past, like 2K15 and 16, and, you know, etc. Games like that where you could have demigods that they could do everything. It was fun, yes, but does it make it competitive? And is competitive the new fun to a lot of us? That's how I think, and I think it is, yes, that indeed. So, where do we get the competitive balance in this game? I don't really know. I feel like with this My Player Builder system, we're kind of just destined for this in general. You can see, again, he's just too small, and I just go ahead and lob it over his head. Again, I just think this game is headed in a direction where fun is going to be more relevant. But the thing is, fun has many different definitions based on who you would ask. Again, to me, fun equals a competitive gaming experience that I can learn how to be better than everybody else at the game. In this one, I don't think that's the case. I mean, yeah, there are a couple things as far as the skill gap. Like, you can see Kitchen is obviously a step ahead of me when it comes to the dribbling game and shooting off dribble, etc., stuff like that. I feel like I'm a step ahead when it comes to the defensive end, and that's just our expertise. That's from years in the making of, like, the gameplay itself. Now, we're also here to show you this BS right here. But anyway, it is what it is, man. Let me know your feedback in the comments. Tell me how you feel about this game in general. If you haven't played it yet, let me know what you get from the viewing experience of this. And if you did enjoy this video, like I said, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on the noties, all that good stuff. You can see crazy spin dunk right there. Get right past this dude. Help defender don't matter. Anyway, like I said, feel free to leave some feedback in the comments on this vid. And if you made it to the very end of the video, put LA in the comments to show your support to me all the way through. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed. Take it easy, man. Peace.